Good morning all. In this video we will be discussing the different stages of solidification or crystallization. Solidification or crystallization, it is the process in which any metals and metal alloys, it is getting transformed from its liquid state to solid state. So the liquid state exists when any metals or metal alloys, if you are heating above its what we call as the melting point or freezing point. So for example, if you are considering the aluminium, the melting point of aluminium is 660 degrees centigrade. So if you are heating the aluminium above 660 in any furnace, upon heating, when it crosses the 660, it will start melting. So from 660 to higher temperature, it will exist in the liquid state, and after heating, if you are suddenly cooling this, when it again reaches upon solidification or upon cooling, it reaches the 660 degrees centigrade, it again getting transformed to solid state. So the solidification process we will discuss the transformation taking place in any metal or metal alloys from its molten state or the liquid state to its solid state or the room temperature state. Okay, so the three stages involved is, first we will be cooling, so liquid transformation to the transformation taking place at the melting point, from melting point to solid state. Okay, so in liquid state, for any metals or any kind of materials, atoms will be in very random motion. So the kinetic energy of the atoms will be very high, and upon cooling, the atoms will come closer together and it will be having a restricted motion. So when the temperature decreases, the kinetic energy of the atoms will be decreased and the movement of the atoms will be decreases. This will result in a very structured or ordered fashions, which we can see in the crystal structure of the solid materials. Okay, so next we will discuss the different stages of solidification or crystallization. The stages of solidification can be classified into 4, or normally we used to say 5 stages. First one is undercooling, second one is nucleation, and this stage can be also called as nucleation plus growth stage. So 2 stages can be clubbed. Third stage can be dendritic growth, and the fourth one is the grain boundary formation or grain boundary irregularity. So first we will discuss the solidification of metals. So as I told earlier, there are 3 stages involved in the solidification process. First one is the liquid phase, then the transformation taking place at the freezing point or the melting point, then the transformation in the solid state or the solid phase. So if you are considering the time temperature dependence of the solid metal materials or any metal alloys, we can see that above the melting point it will be existing in liquid phase. At melting point it will have a phase which coexists in liquid and solid, and below the melting point it will be having a solid phase. So at freezing point there is a particular moment in which, even if you are decreasing the, or if you are allowing for longer period of temperature, whether we are heating or we are cooling, that transformation is restricted. Like we can see, as the time progresses, it will not be having a decrease in the temperature, or it will not be having a increase in temperature. This particular region is called as latent heat of fusion, or latent heat we also call it as. So during solidification, the liquid changes to solid upon cooling, and this energy required for solid formation will be provided by the latent heat. So actually the latent heat will provide the energy which is required to form a stable boundary between the solid state and liquid state. So the solidification initiates at the freezing point or the melting point of the material. So actually the solidification means it is the transformation of any metal or metal alloys from its liquid state to solid state when it is cooled below its melting point or the freezing point. So the different stages, as I mentioned earlier, the first one is the undercooling, or also called as supercooling. So we know the minimum temperature required for this solid to the liquid to solid transformation is called as melting temperature or the freezing temperature. So the stable solid boundaries or particles will start to originate when the freezing point reaches or it is achieved. But normally what we used to do is, we used to initiate this solidification process by freezing at a temperature which is much below the freezing point or much lower than the melting point. So this particular process is called as undercooling process. So in undercooling process, what we used to do is, from molten state we will be cooling the material to a temperature which is very much below the freezing point or melting temperature. So in the figure you can see that BD actually represents the freezing point or the melting point of the material. So we are actually cooling to a temperature much below B, which is the point C. This particular degree of reduction in the material temperature or degree of cooling the material under the freezing point is called as undercooling process or supercooling process. This is very important for initiating the solidification process. Okay, during solidification process at freezing point, the small solid atoms will be formed. So initially all the atoms will be in liquid state. So when we are cooling below the freezing point, small solid atoms will be transforming. So after undercooling, small solid atoms will be nucleating, and this particular nuclei is called as actually embryos. So this particular stage of atom formation, solid atom formation, is called as nucleation process. So small atoms will be formed when we are reaching a temperature below the melting temperature or the freezing temperature, and these atoms will be grouping to form cluster of atoms. And when it reaches a particular size, it is called as nuclei. So normally the cluster of atoms will be or the group of atoms normally we used to call it as embryo, and when it is reaching a sufficient size, it will be called as nuclei. And if it is having a size which is smaller than the required size for the nuclei formation, it will rearrange again to form a cluster of atoms. So such small atoms will combine to form a group of atoms which is called as nuclei. This nuclei will further grow into crystal and crystal structure, that which we normally used to observe under the microscope. So the minimum size of atom group to form a nuclei is called as critical radius of the nuclei, and this is actually taking place after the undercooling. So the first stage of solidification is the undercooling process. So during undercooling we are freezing or we are cooling the material below the freezing temperature. So once the undercooling takes place, the nuclei formation will take place. The nuclei formation involves grouping of atoms, which we normally used to say the cluster of atoms. Then it combines to form embryo combines to form nuclei will grow to form the crystal and the grains. So next stage or the third stage is called as growth of the nuclei. So initial nucleation process, it involves a new phase formation, which actually it refers to the formation of very tiny small particles. In the later stage, when we are again cooling, or when the cooling process progress from higher temperature to lower temperature, this nuclei will try to grow in all the directions. This particular stage is called as growth of the nuclei. The new phase form, actually new phase in the sense the solid phase form inside the liquid lattice. It actually grows throughout the material, and this particular stage is called as the growth of the solid. Okay, there are two types of nucleation. First one is the homogeneous nucleation, and second one is the heterogeneous nucleation. In homogeneous nucleation process, the probability of formation of atoms or the formation of atoms in a liquid lattice will be atom in the sense the solid atom. The probability of formation of the solid atom in a liquid lattice will be uniform in every region. In heterogeneous nucleation, there are certain regions in which the formation of atoms or the rate of formation of the solid atoms will be very fast, which means in homogeneous nucleation the liquid to solid transformation is same throughout the liquid material, but in the case of heterogeneous nucleation there are certain directions or there are certain region in which the liquid to solid transformation is very fast or rapid. So next we will see the different such regions where this transformation rate is higher. One region is the phase boundaries, another region is surfaces of the containers, bottle, etc. Or another example is impurity. So some foreign atoms or impurities are present in the material, at that region either the solidification rate will be higher or it will be lower. And if we are considering a container in which the molten metal is placed, so the boundaries of the container or the edges of the containers will be having higher conductivity when compared to the inner region. So at that region or the liquid atoms closer to the container walls will be experiencing very high thermal conductivity, or the heat transfer rate will be much higher in the regions near the walls of the containers. So the heat transfer rate will be fast, and as a result the solidification rate will be higher, which means the liquid to solid transformation near the walls of the container will be much higher. This is actually an example for the heterogeneous nucleation. So homogeneous nucleation means throughout the molten metal the probability or the rate of nucleation will be even. In heterogeneous nucleation, the rate of nucleation will be varying from region to region. There are certain regions like irregularities or walls of the containers where the nucleation rate will be higher, and there are certain regions in which the nucleating rate will be lower. So next stage of the nucleation is the dendritic growth. In dendritic growth actually we have seen after nucleation we will see as a growth of the nuclei. Dendritic growth actually represents again the growth of the nuclei, but it will shows like a particular morphological features, which means there is a particular structure in which these nuclei will be growing. So it will be branching like a tree. It will be having a primary branch, it will be having a secondary branch, from secondary branch a tertiary branch will be generating. So such particular shape or morphology of the growth of the nuclei is called as dendritic growth, which means in this particular stage of solidification the atoms which is grouped to form the nucleation, and this nuclei will be growing. This growing nuclei will be tends to expand like a tree like structure. So in dendritic stage the solidification of the metal results in the appearance of branch like particles and try to expand. This will leads to branching from its primary axis, which is called as secondary dendrite, from secondary the tertiary dendrite. And the last stage of the solidification is the grain boundary formation. In grain boundary formation the solid atoms are getting expanded, or it is getting growth. This growth we have seen as nuclei growth, then dendritic growth. So it will grow in such a fashion that at a particular moment the atoms which is growing from several regions inside the liquid lattice will tends to meet each other. Okay, this particular process we have already discussed, which we can see like any metal which is not a pure metal will be having the formation of atoms or the generation of the atoms as in the case of a polycrystalline material. In single crystalline material there will be only one single orientation of throughout atoms. In polycrystalline materials we know there will be regions in which in certain region the atoms will be having one particular orientation, in another region they will be having a different orientation. This is actually as a result of this grain boundary formation. So in solidification process the atoms will be growing in homogeneous or heterogeneous way from different regions inside the liquid lattice, and these growing atoms will try to meet each other at particular boundary. This particular boundary is called as the grain boundaries. Okay, so this grain boundary formation actually takes place from the meeting of the atoms from the different region, which is originated from the different region. Okay, next we will just consolidate all these different stages in one particular figure. The first stage of solidification involves undercooling. Undercooling process is the process in which the atoms are cooled below its actual freezing temperature or melting point, which initiate the solidification process or the crystallization process. So second stage is the nuclei formation. The atoms will tends to originate. Atom means the solid atoms will be formed from the liquid atoms. These solid atoms will be formed at different region randomly. These liquid atoms formed will try to grow, which is the third stage, which is the growth of atoms. And in the fourth stage, again the rate of growth will be very rapid in all the region, in the three-dimensional lattice, in all the region, in the form of a tree-like structure or a dendrite-like structure, which is called as the dendrite formation. And in last region, these growing atoms will in different region will try to merge or try to meet at one particular point or the boundary, which is the restricted final region of the growth, which is called as grain boundary formation. This particular grain boundary formation is the grain structure which normally we used to observe under the microscope. So when we are considering a polycrystalline material, or when we are considering any metal or metal alloys, when we are observing under microscope at a higher magnification, we can see these grain boundaries. So this grain boundary actually represents the final atomic structure, okay, final atomic structure in the microscopic scale, okay, after the solidification. So depending upon the solidification process, whether it is a very fast solidification process or whether it is a slow solidification process, it will be having a direct effect in the grain boundaries of the material.